You are watching MTG Cribs on MTGO Academy featuring RYANCRABBS.
Alright, thank you for watching today, guys. Today I'm not doing a constructed tournament, I'm doing a draft. One of my favorite formats, Time Spiral. And let's look at our pack here. Our rare is Sophie Eriksdotter, and in this set, there was a rare, then a time-shifted card with a purple mana symbol. Sometimes they're rare, sometimes they're just commons or uncommons from older sets. This time it was a rare, it's Mirari. Allows you to copy instants or sorceries. It's okay. Sophie's okay, you can sacrifice it to save a creature from dying. Then commons are pretty terrible. Spellburst is good and constructed because of Tron, but limited's pretty bad. Ghost Cloak Cavalier is a little too expensive. 5 mana for a 2/2. What we're going to take is Penumbra Spider. It's really good. It's a 2/4. Reach for 4, so it's like a giant spider. But when it dies, you actually get another one that's black. So it's really, really, really good. It's just a 2-for-1. Very powerful card. Not much else in this pack, actually. There's a Think Twice, which is fine. Bone Splitter. Sliver gives all your slivers plus 2/0, or all slivers. So that one's pretty good. Alright, so in this pack, the common is missing. I'm pretty sure in this set, there wasn't a foil, like an extra foil if there's like a rare. So they picked a common or a foil common. In this pack, there's a couple good white cards. There's Temporal Isolation, Flash, enchant creature has Shadow, prevent all damage that be dealt by it. So it's almost basically pacifism at instant speed. It kind of screws over your shadow creatures. But we're going to take Sarah Avenger. This card's really good. It's a 3/3 flyer for 2 white with Vigilance. You can't cast it on your first, second, or third turns, which is fine. Like on turn 4, this card's really good. And it's just a 3/3 flyer for 2 mana. Well, technically it's 4 mana. You can't play it till turn 4. So we're going to pick that. Go green-white, looks like. Dirkwood Tracker's fine. It's a 5 mana 4/3 that it fights a creature. If it's in play, Ash Bear is okay, another Think Twice. But we're going to pass in some okay green-white cards, but we're going to take the Sarah Avenger. It's just really, really, really good. Alright, in this pack, our rare is Angel's Grace. Not that good. It's 1 white. You don't lose the game this turn, and damage that would reduce you to less than 1 reduces you to 1 instead. The time shift cards, Uthden Troll. It's a 2/2 generator for 3. Very unexciting. There's Primal Force Mage. It's not that good in this deck. It's a 2/2 for 3. Whenever a creature comes in play under your control, it gets +3/+3 until end of turn. So let's go with haste creatures, go with flash creatures, because you can play it pumps, they block. So we got 2 options, really. This pack isn't actually that good. There's like Vampiric Sliver. All your slivers are vampires, basically. It's not that powerful. Pit Keeper returns a creature from your graveyard if you have 4 creatures in your graveyard. Yeah, this pack's very underwhelming all around. Zestwar Thalad's fine. I'll take Herd Nar. It's not bad. It's a 2/2 for 4. When another creature enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +2/+2 until end turn. So it's good if like the green has all the creatures, all the Thalid type creatures that make sapling tokens, which are good with it. Alright, in this pack, we have Viscrid Deepwalkers. It's really good. It's a 2/3 fire breather, or water breather, I guess, for 5 mana. Suspends for 1 blue. Amaru Seekers is really good. It's a 2/2 for 3 that has White Fear, or actually has Seeker, which was an old card, which gave a creature can't be blocked except by artifacts or white creatures. So that's why it's called Amaru Seekers. Cavalry Master's not bad at all. It's a 3/3 flanking for 4, which says whenever a creature with flanking becomes blocked by a creature without flanking, that creature gets -1/-1. And this makes all your other flankers have double flanking. There's also Dammit Healer. I might take that actually. I like this card a lot. It prevents 1 damage or deals 1 damage to attacking or blocking creature. It's not bad. Tribal Flames is sweet. Nothing much else. Guardian Rager's pretty good. Ooh, in this pack, now we have a choice. We have Zealot Ilvek. It's a shadow 1/1 for 3. When it attacks and isn't blocked, you can prevent its damage to deal 1 damage to a creature. So basically like a pinger. It can deal 1 damage instead of its damage to the opponent. We're going to take Thalid Shell Dweller. It's really good. It's a 0/5 Thalid for 1 in green. Begin your upkeep, it gets a Spore counter. Remove 3 Spore counters, get a sapling. So it's cheap, it's hard to kill, it can block, and makes dudes. Other good cards in this pack. Temporal Eddy. It's a Grip Tide. Puts a creature or a land on top of its owner's library for 4 mana, sorcery speed. Evil Eye of Urborg's okay. It's a 6/3 for 5. makes your other non-eyes can't attack, but whenever it becomes blocked by a creature, it destroys it. So it's very powerful. You have to kill them with it, but it's pretty sweet. And then Safe Haven, which is pretty bad as a time shifted card, but Shell Dweller is pretty sweet. Alright, in this pack, a lot of the same commons. Like we've seen Bone Splitter, Sliver, Think Twice, Aaron Doomsayers, Vishino Blade Scout a lot. There's also Smallpox, which is okay. We can take Errant Doomsayer. It's a 1/1 for 2. Taps a creature with toughness 2 or less. It only taps small guys. It's kind of like that card in Theros. Taps creatures with power 3 or less. This is obviously worse. I like Monvuli Asimos a lot. Probably a lot more than I should. It's a 2/2 green, destroys a land. Then you search the library for a force and put that into play tapped. There's also Molder, which is a disenchant that you gain life equal to its casting cost. You have to pay X. I think I'll take the Doomsayers. I might play it. It's not the worst. It's not that exciting though. With this, like, we don't have anything expensive yet, so the Acid Moss is really good when you're ramping into things. Alright, so a lot of slivers in this pack. Two-headed sliver, Fury Sliver is pretty good, gives them double strike. Another Smallpox. Sidewinder Sliver, another Acid Moss. We're going to take Strength in Numbers. This card is pretty sweet. It says, until end of turn, target creature gains trample and +X for X number of attacking creatures. So right now we have like little Saproling theme, and we already have 6 creatures with 6 picks. So this is like usually can be like a +3, +3, +4, +4. Windows like triple time sprawl, you can get like 3 or 4 of these and just like kill your opponent in one turn. It's pretty good when you're in this kind of deck. So there's another Zealot Ilvec, Primal Force Mage. There's also a Cloud Chaser Kestrel. I like this card a lot. It's a 2/2 for 3. When it comes in play, you have to destroy an enchantment, which can sometimes mess with your plans, but it's just a 2/2 flyer for 3 usually, which is more than acceptable. And then you can also make things white, which is randomly useful, I found out. So in this pack, we're going to take the Gustcloak Cavalier. I might not play it. It's kind of small, 2/2 for 5, but it's definitely playable. Mirari, we have nothing that triggers besides the 1 strength in numbers. Kind of want a Molder for the sideboard, but we don't need it. We'll take the Cavalier. So we have Harmonic Sliver, which makes all your slivers disenchants. Don't really need that. Venture Sliver, which is a colorless sliver. Another Molder. We'd actually take the Ashco Bear. It's fine. 2/2 flash for 2. Kind of like an Ambush Viper. It doesn't have Death Touch. Well, we'll take the only green card. Sprout makes it 1/1. Sapling at instant speed. This card is probably the best card in the pack left. Or this. This spell shapes. It gives a creature +1/+1/-1 any haste. So you can discard cards to, like, deal pseudo 1 damage to creatures. And this guy gets a creature back sometimes. So we'll take the Sprout. We're going to hide that. And Regarding Rager is pretty sweet. It's a 3/4 for 6. Flash. Gives a creature +4/+0 until end of turn. Take Penchark Ward. Comes into play, you choose a color, and you draw a card, and the creature has protection from that color. So it's not bad. It's definitely on the okay side. Probably won't main deck it. So Safe Haven came back. I'll just read this card. It has the land, doesn't add mana. Tap 2, tap it. Exile target creature you control. And then during your upkeep, you can sacrifice Safe Haven. If you do, return all exiled creatures under the battlefield under your control. Ooh, there's a Molder for our sideboard. We got a Force and Interceptor last time. It's a 0/5 for 4. Flash Defender can block 2 creatures. Pretty bad. Sidewinder Sliver last pick. That's not the worst. Probably hide that. It's not that powerful. So we have the start of a very average green-white deck. And this pack, there's Urborg, which is like 10 ticks, which normally I would take, but for you guys for this draft video, I don't think I will, because there's actually a card I like a lot. We'll get to that in a second. There's also Enslave, which is really good. It's a 6 mana mind control that pings them every turn. It was reprinted in New Phyrexia, so you might have seen it before. But Giant Duskwalp is really good. It's a 3/3 flyer for 5. It has to spend 4 for 1 and green. So on turn 2 you can spend it, comes in play 4 turns later. So normally I pick the Urborg, but I'm taking the Giant Duskwalp just because it's better. So in Planar Chaos, in the last set they had the time shifted cards. In this set they had the plane shifted cards, which are straight reprints except they're color different. Like Essence Warden is a green like Soul Warden. This is a blue sulking ghost. This is a green seal of cleansing. So they have like different frames. They look cool. There's more wood and things like water. Then it had a lot of other creatures that don't really have abilities that their color normally would have. Like this is a flying haste green creature. This is a red creature that bounces the creature. Alright. Gonna pack 2. There's a sinew sliver. We don't actually have any slivers. If you're into slivers, it's really good. Some really good cards in this pack. Not really for us. There's a Dead Gone, which is a split card. It can deal 2 damage to a creature or bounce a creature. So it's really good in red. There's Serendib Sorcerer, which makes tap it, target creature becomes a 0/2, which isn't bad. Cradle to the Grave is like an Essence Scatter. It destroys a non-black creature that entered play this turn. So basically it counters it. Dreamscape Artist is actually really good. It spell shapes Harrow, so you can tap 3 tab and discard a card, sacrifice a land, switch library for 2 lands, put them into play. So it doesn't seem that powerful, but if you do it every turn, you just eventually, like after like 3-4 turns, you have no lands in your deck. So our choices are like Sinew Sliver, Pallid Microderm, and Aven Riftwatcher. The Microderm's okay. It makes saplings get spore counters, and then you can sacrifice saplings to pump all your saplings, which isn't bad. Kind of unfortunate the second picket. There wasn't much in that pack for us. Ooh, we got a sweet one. We got Gaia's Anthem. We're definitely taking that. It's a Green Glorious Anthem. Your creature get +1/+1, and it's perfect for our type of deck. There's another card in this pack I really like. It's a Sentinel Woodreaders. It's a 1/4 for 3, but it has kicker. You get to Divination, so it's awesome in green. I love paying 6 mana, gaining 1/4, and drawing 2 cards. Like green has just so many good cards in this pack. Like at common, like Giant Dust Wasps, Sentinel Woodreaders. There's also a Utopia Vow, which is basically Path to Exile. It's a 1 in green. Enchant creature can't attack or block, and then it gives a creature tap at 1 mana of any color. So we're taking the Gaia's Anthem. Ooh. Ooh. So in this pack, there's 3 really, really, really good cards. So there's a Soulfield Recluse, which has tap target creatures -2/-7 until end of turn. Pretty powerful. Kind of like has tap prevent 2 damage, basically. There's Deadwood Treefolk, which is one of my favorites. It's a 3/6 for 6, vanishing 3, which is like fading. So it comes into play 3 counters. Every upkeep you remove a counter. When you remove the last counter, it dies. And when it comes in play or leaves play, you return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Then there's Hedge Troll, which is a 2/2 for 3. It gets +1/+1 if you have a plains. Then that's tap white to regenerate. And it's a plane shifted of Sedge Troll, which was red, and then worked with black and Swamp. So, Necrotic Sliver is pretty good. All your slivers become Vindicates. I think I take the Treefolk. I love this card so much. It's just so much value. Just so good. Rada, Heir to Keld. It's not that good. It's a 2/2 for red and green. When it attacks, you add 2 red, and then we can tap add green. We'll take the Deadwood Treefolk. So we get past the Saltfield Recluse, so we're taking it now. It's pretty sweet. Also in this pack, there's a White Mane Lion. It's a 2/2 for 2. Flash. Comes in play, you bounce one of your creatures. So you just use that to save one of your guys. It's good with this because you bounce it before it dies, and you still get the creature from your graveyard. But we're taking the Recluse. There's Sarah's Boon, which is okay. It gives a creature +1/+2 as long as it's white. If it's not white, it gives it -2/-1, so it's kind of like a bad removal spell. Another Paladin Mycoderm, not going to take that. Kavu Predator, not that good. It's a 2/2 for 2. Trample, if an opponent gains life, it gets that main +1/+1 counter. So it's good with the Grove of the Burn Willows. We'll take the Recluse. Oh man, second Sinew Sliver. I think I'm still going to pass it just for this Paladin Microderm because it works really well with our deck. Now that we have Gaia's Anthem, I just like having all these token makers. Passing pretty sweet Sliver deck. There's also Reflex Sliver. It's not that good. It's good if you have Sinew Sliver. It's a 2/2 for 4. All your slivers have haste. Keen Sense, which I used in my Boggles Modern video. So yeah, this is okay. It's a 2/3 flying vanishing 3 and comes in play. At least play you gain 2 life. It's a bird rebel soldier. There's a minor rebel theme. Big Game Hunter's pretty good. It's a 1/1 for 3, Madness Black, and destroys a creature with power 4 or greater, and it can't be regenerated. So we'll take this Paladin Microderm and be okay with it. So in this pack, there's a Dune Rider Outlaw, which is pretty good against us. It's a 101 for 2 black, protection from green, and then when it deals damage to the opponent at the end of the turn, it gets a +1/+1 counter. We're going to take Evolution Charm. I like this card a lot. It's 1 in green. It's really good for help you splash. It has search your library for a basic land, put in your hand, or return a creature from your graveyard to your hand, or target creature gains flying. So it's nice. It helps you splash. We don't have anything to splash yet. I haven't really seen anything off color. The Enslave, which we couldn't pick because it had 2 black. So we're going to take that. There's also a Seal Primordium, which isn't bad. Ooh, and we got a foil Hedge Troll. That's the 2/2. So in our deck will always be a 3/3 just about, and it can regenerate. There's Healing Leaves, which was a plane shifted of Healing Sol that prevents 3 damage or gains 3 life. Actually, surprisingly, not the worst in this format. It allows you to block, prevent 3 damage, save your guy. Yeah, it's okay. There's Muck Drub, which is like a sad panda thing. So we're going to play the Hedge Troll. Alright, in this pack, actually, so there's White Mane Lion, which is okay. There's a little Essence Warden, which might be good in our deck, because we have a 1, 2, 3 Sapling Makers, and there's some good ones in the next pack. We don't want Ghost Tactician. It might be okay in your deck. It pumps your whole team by discarding a card and paying a white. Utabi Drake's okay. It's a 2/1 Flying Haste for 1 green as Echo 3, so you can't really play it till turn 3 if you want to live an extra turn. Alright, so we're actually going to take the Sinew Sliver just because that's weird. Like, I like slivers a lot. It can be good if you have enough of them, obviously. Cradle to the Grave still in the pack. Another Evolution Charm. I don't think you want 2. We'll take the Sinew Sliver. We might play if we get both. I think we can play them. Only white card here is Poultice Sliver. It's pretty bad. All slivers have tap to tap regenerate target sliver. So yeah, it's good if you have like a bunch of slivers. Ooh, and I thought this might happen. No one else is on green and white, so the Hedge Troll tabled, which is really sweet. It's very good in our deck, obviously. Take that. The only thing I'm worried about is like we don't have that many flyers. We don't have that many answers to flyers. We have a Giant Dust Wasp, a Penumbra Spider, and the Sarah Avenger. I guess that's enough. We have Evolution Charm, which can give your creature flying and block too. We'll take the Sarah's Boon and probably not play it. Alright, we didn't see the other Sinew Sliver. Bog Serpent and Dust Corona are pretty bad. We got last pick Healing Leaves. So we'll hide the Sliver, hide this Bog Serpent. It's not Sea Monster. I think it's like one of like all the old blue guys. If you control no swamps, sacrifice it. It can't attack unless they have a swamp. Alright, so let's go to this pack. We didn't open Tarmogoyf, unfortunately. Did open a Summoner's pack. That's not worth too much. There's a couple ticks. So, I can't justify playing Summoner's pack in this deck. It's going to get Deadwood True Folk. That's about it. There's Sword of the Meek, which is banned in Modern because it's so good. Not unlimited, but it's good with Thopter Foundry. So we have Thornwheeled Archer, which is a 2/1 Reach Death Touch. So this set had a bunch of cards that were future shifted. They had this cool, sweet border. And they were future shifted because they featured elements that had never been combined before. So this time it was all these key, like a lot of times you'll look at this card and like, how is this card future shifted? But at the time there was no Reach or Death Touch, I think. I mean, there might have been Reach, but there definitely wasn't Death Touch. So that showed off the new keyword ability. Here's a creature with Morph that morphs for a different color than what it costs. We're gonna take this. It's fine. It's like I can't remember the name of it now, but there's the 1/2 spider from core sets with Reach and Death Touch, which is fine. So this he's okay. Go ahead and pick him. Ooh, another kind of a whiff pack. So our options are Luma Thread Field. It's an enchantment with Morph, so he plays a 2/2. And you can turn face up for 1 in white, and your creatures get +0/+1. Not bad in our deck. Don't want to pick this. Don't like picking this early. They usually go late. Edge of Autumn is a rampant growth if you have 4 or less lands, but then after that you can cycle it by sacrificing a land. Probably pick Judge Unworthy here. It's a 1 in white. Choose an attacking or blocking creature, then scry 3. It deals. Then you reveal a top card of your deck and it deals damage equal to its casting cost to that creature. So You could whiff, but you get a good chance, and like we could probably reliably expect like 3 damage, at worst 2 damage from our scries. So we'll pick that. It's a fine trick. There's also Riddle of Lightning, which I found out today is getting reprinted in Journey to Nyx. Other good cards, there's a Death Rattle, destroys a non-green creature with Delve, Stronghold Rats, 2/1 Shadow for 3. When it hits them, each player discards a card. Bond and Fetch is pretty good. It's a 0/2 Haste Defender that has tap it, draw a card, discard a card. Alright, so we've got a sweet one for our deck. We've got Sporoloff Ancient. It's a 4/4 for 5. Gets Spore counters to make Sacrifice, but instead of removing 3 like they normally do, it gives all your creatures can remove 2 now to make a Saproline. So you get 1 every other turn instead of every 3rd turn. Other cards in this pack, there's a Barren Glory, which is a 6 mana. It's a reprint basically of the Cheese Stands Alone from Unglued. So beginner upkeep, if you have no permanents, other permanents, and no cards in your hand, you win the game. Really easy. Intervention pack, the white pack, prevents damage from a source, you gain that much life. It's actually not bad in limited. Wouldn't mind playing if it came back. This can cause blowouts, can gain some life. I'll take the Ancient though. This pack, there's not much. Another Judge Unworthy. There's a Maelstrom Djinn, which is pretty sweet. It's a 5/6 flying for 8, but you can morph it for 3, and then it gains 2 time counters, so it'll die in 2 turns. But you can get like maybe 15 damage in with it. There's Lucent Lemonid, which is what Theros Aura creatures were based off of. It's a 3/3 enchantment creature, that's all it has. It even says it is a Herald of the Sun Goddess, which is, so it kind of like almost fits into Theros, even though Heliod's not a goddess, it's a god. We're probably going to take the Judge Unworthy. There's also Raging Riftworm. It's a 6/6 for 3, vanishing 2. Kicker 4. If it was kicked, you get 3 more time counters. So if you just play it on turn 3, it can attack once and it'll die. But if you kick it, it'll attack like 4 times. Ramesson Revealist returns Rebels from your graveyard. Not really interested in that. Take the Judge Unworthy. Alright, so in this pack, we're going to take Knight of Circe. It's a 2/2 flying, flanking for 4 with Suspend for 1 white. It's really good. All the cards we've seen, Edge of Autumn, the Revivalist, which gets Rebels back, Riftworm, Aven Augur, which is pretty insane. It's a 2/2 for 3 and a blue flyer, but then during your upkeep, you can sacrifice it to bounce 2 creatures. So it's pretty good and cause blowouts, but Knight of Circe is good enough in our deck where I don't want to take it. In this pack, there's Narcomoeba, just one of the many broken Dredge enablers from this block, especially this set. So 1/1 flyer for 2. When you mill it, you get to put into play. We're going to take Marshalling Cry. This card's okay. It might make the cut, might not. Says creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain Vigilance, so it's like a little overrun for 3. But it has Cycling, so you can just pitch it to draw a card anytime you like. And it has Flashback, so even if you cycle it, you still get 1 more use out of it, which is more than fine. Couple of slivers with new abilities. Poisonous, which never got made. Poisonous is whenever the creature deals damage to the opponent, they get that many poison counters. So that just got replaced with Infect. Absorb, when a source will deal damage, prevent 1 of it. Take the Marshalling Cry. Ooh, this pack's pretty sweet. There's Landlore Mentor. There's a cycle of Spell Shapers that made creature tokens. This guy makes Landlore Elves. There's Gold Metal Lookout, which makes Gold Metal Harriers, which didn't exist yet, but was made in a Lorwyn. We're going to take that. So the guy pumps out 1/1s that tap stuff, which is pretty sweet. So he doesn't tap anything by himself, but like every turn you can make a 1/1 that taps down their guys, which is really cool. Magus of the Vineyard. There's a Magus of each color in each set. This one, kind of a weaker one. It's 1 green. It's based off Eldmari's Vineyard. Each player's pre-combat main phase, they had 2 green. Back in the day, you can mana burn people with it, but now it just helps everyone with no downside. Okay, so in this pack, there's the blue Spell Shaper, makes Cloud Sprites, 1/1 flyers that can only block flyers. There's Putrid Cyclops. It's a 3/3 for 3, and then when it comes to play, you scry 1, and then you reveal the top card of your deck and gets -X/-X with X as the cards convert to mana cost. So it could die, but it usually stays alive. There's Cloud Key. Comes into play, choose a card type besides Planeswalkers, because they didn't exist yet. Only Tarmogoyf mentioned those. Then spells you cast the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. I don't think I want that. Even though we are 21 creatures, we might play that. Seems better than our other options. Witch and Mist is okay. It's an enchantment they can tap to kill creatures that took damage this turn. So this pack, there's probably takes Spirit End out. It's fine. It's a 2/1 shadow for 2 and a white, so it can only block or be blocked by shadow creatures. And then you can forecast it, which means you can reveal it during your upkeep by paying 2 from your hand, and gives a creature shadow until end of turn. Petrified Plating's okay. Suspend gives a creature +2/+2. Nothing else exciting. Sword of the Meek's okay. The field table, we'll take that. Pyromancer Swath used to be sweet, like people play in Grapeshot decks. It says whenever an instant or sorcery would deal damage, deals 2 more damage instead, but then at the end of your turn, you have to discard your hand. So like you build up like a big storm count, the rituals, you play this, play Grapeshot, and if it was 7, they would die. As opposed to like now, the deck can easily deal like 20 damage with Grapeshot because of Past Flames, but I used to play Pyromancer Swath. Alright, so the intervention pack to the table, we're going to take that. That's not unplayable. It can cause blowouts. It's actually pretty good in limited. If I remember correctly, I haven't played with it in a long time. These other cards are pretty bad. Your slivers in your hand have sliver cycling, so you can discard them to tutor for a sliver. Pooling Venom, it's bad. These cards are just bad. So yeah, these cards are all Salt Skitter. It's a 3/4 for 4. When a creature comes in play, you exile it, and it comes back during your next end step. So it's like a whole turn cycle. We'll just take a Mass of Ghouls. It's the best card. It's a 5/3 for 5. This card gets back Rebels. It's a 2/2 for 4. It's not good by itself. So there's Raging Riftworm, which I'm not too excited about, but there's also Rapid Vigor, which is okay. It's gonna be a sideboard card. It regenerates all your creatures. It's like a super mending touch, which is pretty sweet. Then we got Samite Sensor Barrier or Limp Sliver. This guy prevents all damage that we dealt to, or prevents 1 damage to each of your creatures. Just by sacrificing it, just not good enough. I guess we'll take the Limp Sliver. This is okay. It's a, well, not okay. It's a pretty interesting card. It's a Patrician Scorn. It's like a Victorian age flavor. If you played a white spell, in the turn you can place for free, and it destroys all enchantments. And it says, Lady Farissa's contempt of Torty Kish grew even more infamous after her death. So yeah, it's like some kind of weird futuristic Victorian block that hasn't happened yet. So I think we want to play Essence Warden. Don't want these. Ashko Bear probably won't make the cut. Archer, Thallid, Evolution Charm. Put that over here as more of a maybe. Strength and Number seems good. Double Head Trolls, really awesome. Guys, Anthem. Herdnar seems more than reasonable in our deck now that I have so many funguses. This goes in the maybe. No Side Wonder Sliver. No Sinew Sliver. Nope. That's a maybe. Probably want, I think we want both Judge and Worthy. This is pretty good. Sarah Vendor, obviously. Nope, nope. We want this. We might want this, maybe not. I'm okay playing the Kestrel. This guy's fine. That should probably be a maybe. Definitely this. Definitely these. So this is 23. 18 creatures. So looks like we might have our deck. This is, I'll put this back in the maybe. Marshalling Cry. So Gaia's Anthem is really good in our deck. We could actually play Cloud Key. Maybe it's like kind of like a Rampant Growth. It makes all our creatures cost 1 less. Kind of like Evolution Charm. I kind of want to try out Intervention Pact. So we have 18 creatures. A couple removal spells. Not gonna play the Cavalier. So it's down to one of these 4 cards. I think we're gonna play the pack just to see how it works out. Marshalling Cry is probably actually the right answer, just because we have like some token makers, and it can be like a little overrun, just a little one. So yeah, I'll play that. Add land, probably like 9/8. Plains. Yeah, we only have a couple double green cards, and they're 4 and 5 drops, and we have a lot of double white cards, especially early. Let's go ahead and try that out, and we'll see how this works.